record. And we are all ready to go. So when you are ready, find your way to your mat. We'll start in a seated position, whatever that is for you. Cross-legged, legs out in front of you, long butterfly, just a comfy spot, wherever you want to go. Anchor your hips down into the mat. Take your hands so they come right to the tops of your legs. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down, and we'll take 4 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose to fill the body up with air, expanding through the rib cage from side to side and front to back. And then exhale out, let all of that air go. For 3, inhale. And exhale, let it go. For 2, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Last one, inhale. And exhale, let everything go. Good. With your last exhale, reach your arms so they go out to T, fingertips reaching long. Inhale, we shift over towards the right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. Exhale, come up through center, and then inhale, take that same side body stretch over towards the left hand down, right arm reaches up. And we do that 3 more times each side. As you side bend, try to keep the shoulders away from your ears. So if you're over here and your shoulders are all the way up here, like you're trying to wear your shoulders as earrings, relax just a little bit. I know sometimes easier said than done, but you can do it. You just have to focus a little bit. That's all it takes. We do 2 more. Inhale, up and over. Exhale back through center. Inhale up and over to the left. Exhale up through center. Last one. We side bend right. And then come up through center and side bend left. Good. We take it back up through center. Reach your arms so they go out in front of you, fingertips long. Take your right arm, inhale as you open the right arm up to the right side of the room, reaching the right fingertips all the way back behind you. And then exhale as you close that right arm right back down. Inhale as we open up through the left, reaching the fingertips back. And then exhale, we take it back through center. 3 more on each side. Inhale as you open right. And then exhale, take it back through center. And as you open, your eyes are following your fingertips. Good. For 2, we open and close. And 2 on the left. And then last one, we open up on the right and close. And then we open up on the left. Good. And then close. Hands will find the tops of your legs just about here. Inhale as you gently press your chest forward. I'm just going to flip this way. Press the chest forward, draw the shoulder blades together, look slightly up, and then exhale as you round your spine, pulling the belly button back, pointing the crown of your head forward. Think like seated cat-cow. Inhale as you open the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale as you round your spine and pull back. For some reason, the second that I got into this room, my back was just like, I don't feel so nice right now. Exhale, round back. We do 1 more. Inhale, press the chest forward, open up the front body, draw the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, round back, creating space between the backs of the shoulders. Good. Inhale, we come all the way back up. Reach your legs so they go out in front of you, opening the feet about hips distance, maybe even mat's distance. If you want something more challenging, you go heels together, toes apart. Arms out in front of you. You can flip your palms down. Inhale as you sit up tall. Exhale as you draw in, belly button to spine. Curve and roll yourself all the way down to your mat. Shoulders and head go down. Arms reach back overhead. Inhale. Exhale, lift your arms, press your hands down towards the tops of your legs, tuck your chin to your chest, stay heavy through the backs of your heels, find your tall spine, and then round forward through the upper back, reaching the fingertips over the toes. Good. Inhale, we reset to a tall spine. Exhale, draw in from the belly button, start to curve your spine and roll all the way down to your mat. Shoulders and head down, arms reach back overhead. Inhale. Exhale, lift your arms, stay heavy through the back of the leg, tuck chin to chest, roll all the way up. Find your tall spine. And then round forward through the upper back, creating space between the shoulder blades, reaching the fingertips forward. For 2 more like that, we inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, draw in from the belly button. You're looking forward just between the fingertips. Roll all the way down, shoulders and head down. Arms reach back overhead. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Press your hands down. Tuck your chin to your chest. Roll all the way up. Find your tall spine and then round forward through the upper back, reaching over for the toes. For 1 more like this, you inhale, sit up tall, relax the shoulders, draw in from your belly button, curve and roll all the way down. Shoulders and head down, arms reach back overhead. Inhale. Exhale, lift, pressing your hands down, tucking chin to chest. You roll all the way up so we find the curve right here. And then rebuild the spine, sit up tall, round forward through the upper back, pushing the hands forward. And then come all the way back up. Arms stay reaching out in front of you. If your feet aren't mat's distance, take your feet mat's distance, flex your feet. And then if you can grab onto your weights, if they're somewhere nearby, grab onto your weights. What did I say? Palms flipping down. You can keep them flipping down. Open your arms so they come out into a T. And I'm just going to turn towards you guys. Keep your lower body exactly where it is. Inhale, you just twist the upper body over towards the right. Exhale, you come through center. Inhale, you twist the upper body over towards the left. Exhale through center. Inhale, twist right. Exhale through center. Inhale, twist left. Good. Exhale through center. You do 3 more each side. Over to the right. Back through center. And then to the left. Good. For 2 to the right. Good. Maintaining even pressure into both hips. That's 2 over towards the left. Last one, we twist right through center and then twist left. Good. Take it back through center. Bring the arms in front of you. Let me flip around again. Feet stay exactly where they are. Just flip the palms up. And now with the flat back, you hinge back about halfway, right about here. Bend the elbows to pull the hands towards you. Inhale as you reach your arms right back out. We exhale, pull back. Inhale, reach forward. Good. Pull back. And reach forward. Now, usually I have you guys go into a curved spine like this, but I want a nice tall spine. You're just hinging back from the hips. And you may feel that in a couple of different places. If you feel more lower back, just don't hinge as far. You will feel lower back because this is something that's going to help us strengthen the lower back, but it'll be different than what we're used to. So you adjust as you see fit. Good. You know best. Good. Next time you bend your elbows, pause right there. Now, can you reach the arms up overhead, hinging back a little bit further, and then pulling back up to your starting point, bending the elbows. So we start in a little forward hinge. We reach the arms up and see if we can hinge further. Good. And if you want to come all the way up, you can come all the way up. We hinge back and reach. And then bring everything back up. Now, if all you feel is hip flexor, you're not wrong, because look what happens when we pull ourselves back up. Our hip flexes, right? We come into a more flexed position. So your hip flexors are working, and that's not bad. That's not wrong. It doesn't mean that your hip flexors are tight. It means that they're probably weak. That's why we're doing this. For 2, reach back and hinge. And then pull everything in. 1 more, reach back and hinge. Good. Everything comes back in. Arms out in front of you. Roll all the way down to your mat. Good. Bend your knees, plant your feet flat on the mat. Reach the arms up above their shoulder, or keep reaching them up above your shoulders. We'll exhale as we press the hands down, just taking them right outside of the hips. Inhale as you lift your arms up. Exhale as you press down, hands right outside of the hips. Inhale, you lift up. You'll keep moving your arms like this as I continue to talk us through some different options. Exhale, press the hands down. Inhale, lift the arms up. If you feel like you would like to do a little bit more, you'll keep pressing the arms and just lift and hold that right knee above your hip. Good. Okay. If you feel like you've got that under control, which I know many of you do, you can lift your left knee up above your hip, taking your legs to tabletop, still keeping the head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat, just pressing the arms down and lifting back up. Good. Pressing down and then lifting up. Okay. If you're like legs in tabletop, no big deal. I can do more. You keep pressing the arms, just extend the legs straight up towards the ceiling. There are more options, so don't think this is it. Don't get too excited. Arms keep moving. You keep that momentum going. Maybe you can lower the legs down on a high diagonal. Good. Here's the final option. You keep pressing your arms, but you come up into an upper body crunch, tucking chin to chest, looking straight forward towards the center of the thighs. You lift the arms, you lower the arms. If you don't like any or all of those options, you're more than welcome to come back right here or regress this exercise in any way you want to. For me, I'm going to go legs and tabletop, head down. We do 3 more wherever you are. It's 3 for 2. And then 1 more. Good. Now, wherever you are, you come back down to your mat. Your head is down, shoulders are down, arms reaching up above your chest. Your legs are in tabletop. Okay. We inhale to extend the right arm and left leg out. Exhale as we bring everything back in. Inhale as you extend left arm and right leg out. And then exhale, bring everything in. We go right arm, left leg. And then left arm, right leg. Good. As you're reaching back through the arm and the leg, we're creating a lot of distance between the hip and the rib cage on opposite sides. We're working a diagonal sling across the body, kind of getting into the obliques very subtly. Oh my gosh, I cannot. I'm like, I talked for a second and I can't remember how to alternate sides. Good. Now, if you wanted to, could you lift your head off of the mat? Probably. Am I going to make you do it? No, because I want you to work on engaging your core in this position and engaging your core without having to lift your head. Something we should all be able to do at this point, because the 4 of you have been with me a long time. And if you're taking class on demand, we got to hammer this down. Okay. We do 1 more each side. Out and in, and then out and in. Good. Everything comes up. Extend your legs up towards the ceiling. Create a little bit of space between the feet. Now I'm really going to test your brain. We're moving same side at the same time. So right arm and right leg are going to reach back and the right leg lowers. And then we exhale, come back up through center. And then the left leg lowers as the left arm reaches back. And we come back through center. And we keep that pace nice and slow. Inhale as you reach the arm back, lower the leg down. Exhale as you draw in from the lower abs. Press the belly button kind of back toward your spine, but also down towards your mat. Good. That doesn't need to be a really big movement. It can stay very tiny. The name of the game will always be control. I don't care how big you can make the movement. You don't get a gold star if your movement is the biggest. Good. Let's just do 1 more each side, and then this can be enough of this. 1 more. Good. Everything comes in. You pull your knees in towards your chest. Hands can come towards the tops of your shins. Pull the knees in a little bit closer. Tuck chin to chest as you lift up through head, neck, and shoulders. That's it's like kind of a nice stretch if you forget that you're lifted up into basically a crunch. Okay. Just for 4, we inhale, reach the arms and the legs out. Exhale as we pull everything back in, curl into that tiny ball. For 3, everything goes out. Everything comes in. For 2, everything out and everything in. 1 more, everything out, And everything in, pull the knees in nice and tight. You're still lifted to the tips of those shoulder blades. Inhale here. Exhale. Can you propel yourself forward and come up to seated? Yes, you can. That was perfect. Come up into a high kneeling position, both knees down on the mat about hips distance apart. Your weights stay with you because we're just having so much fun with them. Relax the shoulders up, back, and down. Slight tuck under of the tailbone. And we start off simple. I think almost always how we start arms and abs, just because I like to start here. Elbows pull in a little bit by your sides. Palms are flipping forward. Inhale as you reach the arms out in front of you. Exhale as you pull everything back down. Inhale as you reach out. Good. Exhale as you pull back down. Inhale out. Exhale back down. Good. Good. As we keep moving through the arms, is there anything you can do to make this less of just an arm exercise and more of a full body exercise? You may be thinking to yourself, how on earth would I do that? Maybe you're thinking that. Maybe you're just like, already on top of it. If you're thinking, how can I make this less of just an arm exercise and more of a full body exercise? First thing you're going to do is check in with your knees. Can you feel your knees pressing evenly into the mat? When you think about your knees pressing into the mat, do you feel your glutes engage at all? Okay, when we start thinking about that, can you check in with the lower back and with your lower abs? Do you feel like your low back is arching as you reach the arms forward? Right? Do we look like this? Can you tuck the tailbone under, keep the core engaged as you reach the arms out and pull everything back in? Can you press the tops of your feet into the mat? Good. On this one, you'll lift and hold it right here. Inhale as you open the arms out, and then exhale as you bring it right back in. Inhale as you open. Good. Exhale as you take it back in. Good. Now, usually I'm not super picky about, oh, Charlene, come on, you can do it. Inhale out. That was so dramatic. Exhale in, inhale out. Usually I'm not picky about the breath, but on arm exercises, it is kind of helpful to think inhale as things are reaching away from you, exhale as everything comes back in. And if you have a hard time connecting your breath with engaging your core, think about it here. Alyssa, you can do it. Come on. You can do this. Inhale out. And then exhale back in. Good. Inhale out. Exhale back in. Good. Open the arms out. Hold them right here. Morgan. Little circles. You can do this, you guys. Come on. You've got it under control. Soft bend into the elbows, especially if you feel this like right here at the front of the elbow. Really soft bend there. Okay, reverse the circles. Good. They're small. They're slow. They're controlled. Don't be whipping through the circles. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the arms lifted. Can you bring the arms forward about, 3 inches, like right about here? Again, little circles. Good. Can you circle the arm, but keep your shoulders relaxing down and back? You can do it. You can do it. Good. Okay, reverse the circles. Good. You can do this. Good. It's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms stay lifted. This can only go one of so many places. Bring the arms directly in front of you. Maybe bend the elbows a little bit more, lower the shoulders. Tiny circles right here. It'll be the last tiny circles we do. Good. Good. Okay, reverse it. Good. Stay engaged throughout your whole body. The crown of your head is reaching up towards the ceiling. You do 4 more. 3, 2, and then 1 more. Arms lower all the way down. You can put your weights so they come off to the sides, and then walk yourself out and all the way down to your mat. Chest comes down. Whew, I'm like, what am I feeling back here? My cold weights. No, thank you. Open your feet up about hips distance apart, hands under the shoulders, forearms a little bit wider than your body, and then do a slight tuck of your chin towards your chest. Inhale, start to lift your chest, lift your head, pressing the front of the legs and the tops of the feet into your mat. Push down into your hands to lift up higher. And then exhale as you come all the way back down. For 3 more, we lift the chest, you lift the head, you press down into your hands to lift higher, and then exhale, come all the way back down. Good. For 2, you lift the chest, lift the head. Good. Press into your hands, relax the shoulders, lift higher. Good. And then exhale, lower all the way back down. It's 1 more like that. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the head, press into your hands. Can you lift higher while still rolling the shoulders down the back of your body? Exhale, everything comes back down. Good. Okay, pause right here. Move your arms so they come in front of you. Stack one of your hands on top of the other. Relax your shoulders. Forehead goes to the back of your hands. Again, relax your shoulders because we always need extras on that cue. Press the front of your hips into your mat. Point your toes. Lift your legs about 1 inch. Start to kick through your legs. Just little kicks. And the kick can be fast, it can be slow, but the movement is coming from your hip all the way down to your toes. Good. Good, because your lower back and your glutes are a part of your core. Good. We stay here 4, 3, 2, and then 1 more. Relax your legs. Reach your arms so they go all the way out in front of you. Biceps are kind of by the ears. Front of the hips are still pressing into your mat. You're relaxing your shoulders, unclenching your jaw. Okay, we take right arm and left leg. You'll lift the right arm and the left leg, and you can lift your chest and head just a little bit. And then inhale, lower back down. We take it over to the other side. It's left arm, right leg, little lift of the chest and the head. And then everything comes back down. You keep it nice and slow for 3, right arm, left leg. And then bring it back down. And then you go left arm, right leg. Good. For 2, lift. Good. And lower. And it's just that little lift of the chest and the head. So don't try and look up towards your ceiling. Good. That was 2 and 2. This should be our last one. Lift. And then last one with the left arm, right leg. Good. And everything comes down. Perfect. Hands will move underneath your shoulders. Elbows point back towards your feet. Bring your legs all the way together and then press up into a modified plank. Okay, hold it right there in your modified plank. Little tuck under of the tailbone. Inhale as you bend into your elbows. You lower your chest all the way down to your mat. Big exhale, you press back up. And then we go all the way back, hips to heels. You find a child's pose. A little release. Only to pull back forward into our modified plank. Bend the elbows. Press up. And then hips go back to heels. And you'll do that for about 5 more. You inhale, pull forward. We take our push up. You press away. Take your hips all the way to your heels. This is going to be 4. Pull forward. Bend the elbows and lower. Good. Press away. And hips go all the way back to the heels. Good. For 3, pull forward. Bend and lower. Perfect. Press away. And then hips to heels. I feel like I just said 3. So this is 2. We pull forward. We press away. Hips to heels. Last one. We pull forward, bend, press, hips all the way to the heels. You hold it right here. Keep the arms reaching long in front of you. Take an inhale. And then exhale, you let things go. All right, when you're ready, you're coming up into a tabletop position, taking your weights with you just so that they're easy to grab. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're pressing up and away from our mat, so you have this nice flat back, and it may be flat but a little bit sloped depending on the height of your knee to hip and wrist to shoulder. Okay, spread out through your fingertips nice and wide. We'll take the, oh gosh, let's see. Let me think for a second. We take the right arm, you lift your right arm, reach the fingertips out, don't move anything else, and then pull the right arm back in. Do that same thing on the left. Reach out, bicep by the ear, and then lower it down. Pause right there. Right leg extends back without the rest of your tabletop moving. It'll pull back in, and then the left leg extends out without anything else moving. And it comes back in. We do that 2 more times. Right arm extends out and then comes back in. Left arm extends out and then comes back in. Right leg and then back in. We'll go left leg. And then back in. 1 more time. Right arm extends out, bicep by the ear. Good. Take it in, left arm. Good. Right leg. Good. And then left leg. Good. Your left leg will come right back in. You pause there. Keep your left hand pressing down into the mat. Grab onto a weight in your right hand. Pull the elbow into your rib cage for just 5. We inhale to extend the right arm back. Little tricep extension, and then exhale, you bend into your elbow, pull the weight towards your shoulder. Inhale as you extend back, your shoulders and hips stay squared off to the mat. Exhale as you bend the elbow and pull back in. And we get to move at my pace because I'm in charge for 3. For 2, inhale out. And then exhale in. 1 more, inhale out. And then exhale in. Pause right here. Keep pressing into your left hand. We're going to get a little bit lighter through that left knee. And then for 5, you're going to extend the right arm and the left leg, and then pull everything back in. For 4, right arm and left leg. And then everything comes back in. Take that slow, keep looking down, but a little bit forward toward your mat. That was 3. This is going to be 2. We extend and extend. And then pull back in. Last 1, reach and reach. Good. Everything comes back in. You take a second if you need to come off of the wrist. We do 1 more thing like that. Okay, just 1 more. 1 more. When you're ready, left hand stays down. We're extending the left leg back. We're reaching the right arm back. You hold it here, and now you're going to bend the elbow as you bend the knee and pull your heel towards your hip. Inhale, you extend everything back out. For 4, we bend the elbow, you bend the knee, heel towards the hip. Extend everything out. For 3, in. And out. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. Left knee can come down. Right hand can come down. Bring your hips back towards your heels so we can release the left wrist. Act like you're flicking water off of your wrist. Good. Give it a second. And we're releasing the right wrist too, even though it didn't really support a lot of that body weight there, but just feels natural to do it on both sides. Make a ball with your hands or a fist with your hands, and then spread your fingertips out really wide. Make a fist, and then spread your fingertips out. Feels stupid, but kind of nice. For 2, make a fist. And reach out. 1 more, make a fist. And then reach out. Okay, when you're ready, only you know when you're ready, we pull things back into our tabletop, and we get to do that all again. I'm just going to flip this way so you can still see my working arm. We reset the tabletop, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're pressing up and away. The first thing to go as we start to fatigue is our tabletop form. So focus in on this. All right. We grab onto our weight in the left hand, right hand and both knees are supporting us. Pull your elbow towards your rib cage. For 5, you inhale, extend back through that left arm. Exhale, bend into the elbow, pull your weight towards your shoulder. For 4, reach back and pull in. For 3, you take it back, bring it in. For 2, it's back, and then in. 1 more, reach back. Good. And then pull it in. Okay, perfect. Pause right there with the elbow bent, and the elbow is close to your rib cage. Okay, right about there. Extend, well, actually, no, get lighter through your right knee. Now for 5, we extend the left arm and the right leg, and then we bend the elbow. You let the knee hover just above the mat. For 4, we extend everything out and then pull everything in. Good. Good. Alyssa, don't move from your shoulder. Keep your elbow pinned to your side. So you push back, pull in. Yes. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. Okay, everything comes in. You take a second. You got it. And then when you're ready, you get to go back in. It's the last thing that we do right here. Remember, it's just 5 reps, but you know, it's still hard. It's still hard. We reach the left arm back. We reach the right leg back for 5. When you're ready, you bend the elbow, bend the right knee, pull your heel towards your hip, and then inhale, extend everything out. Bend your knee, bend your elbow, and then reach everything out. For 3, bend and bend. For 2. Good. 1 more, bend and bend. Good. Push everything back out, and then you can take the right knee down to your mat, ditch the weight in your left hand. We'll walk our hips back towards our heels, and again, we get to take our little fun wristy things. Flick the water off of your fingertips. And then make a ball with your hand and open it out really wide. Make a ball with your hand and then open it out really wide. 1 more time, make a ball and then open it out and then make a ball with your hand again and then just circle from the wrist. Sometimes tabletop position is like a necessary evil. Unfortunately, we don't have to reverse a circle because sometimes it's just more of a mental thing than anything. We're laying back down onto our mat. We'll come right about, I don't know, here. You can bend your knees, take your feet flat on the mat, about hips distance apart. Okay, we grab onto our weights. You'll reach your weights so they come up above your chest, fingertips towards the ceiling. Now we inhale to bend the elbows, pull the hands towards your forehead, and then exhale, press the arms so they go back to straight. We bend, and then we'll press. Good. And that's all it is. You can either have your palms facing each other or maybe your palms facing up, whichever feels more comfortable with whatever kind of weights you have. For me, when I hold on to my 1 pound weights, it makes the most sense for me to have my palms facing each other. Even with my 3 pound weights, that makes the most sense. But could you have your palms flipping up? Sure. Does it make sense for me and my body? Not really, but you can definitely try it. Bend. And then press. Good. And because I love to make everything a full body exercise, even in arms and abs, really no matter the class that we're in, the next time you bend your elbows, you'll pause right here. Okay, make sure you're pressing pretty firmly into your heels and your feet. Next time you press the arms to straight, which will be right now, you'll lift your hips so they come up into a bridge. You'll bend the elbows and then tap the hips down. We press the arms up, lift the hips to bridge. If you don't like that, you keep your hips down, and that's okay with me. Good. Or if you start to feel just like a lot of tension in your lower back, or you, I don't know, maybe you're just not vibing with a bridge today, you don't have to do it. Good. Next time you lift your hips up into that bridge and your arms are straight, you pause right here. Can you retuck the tailbone just a little bit and re-engage your glutes? Can you feel your right foot and your left foot pressing into the mat pretty evenly? Okay, for 5, we bend the elbows and then press the arms to straight. For 4, we bend and press. For 3, bend and press. For 2, bend and press. One more, bend. Good, and press. Hold the arms right there. Press into your left heel. Now, can you lift your right knee so it comes above your hip? Or maybe just lift up through that right heel, however you're feeling. Okay, hold the bridge here. For 5, you bend the elbows and then press to straight. For 4, bend and press. For 3, bend. For 2, one more. Arms go to straight. Right foot finds its way down. You're anchoring that heel to the mat, lifting up through that left side. Your knee can come above your hip, or you can just lift up through the heel, and that's fine too. For 5, we bend the elbows and then press the arms back to straight. For 4, bend and press. For 3, bend. For 2, and then one more, bend and press. Left foot comes down to the mat. Your hips come all the way down and your arms can lower down as well. Take a moment and just put your weights off to the side. Open your feet up wider than your hips. Inhale to drop both of your knees over towards the right, letting the left hip lift, keeping the left shoulder anchored down to the mat. We exhale, take the knees up through center, and then inhale, drop both knees over towards the left. Right hip can lift, right shoulder stays anchored down. Good. Your knees will come back up through center. You can reset the feet so they're about hips distance apart. It'll be the last. Well, yeah, this should actually take us into the final piece of our arms and abs section here. Okay, arms are going to reach up and back overhead, biceps by the ears. Now, how far you go down towards the ground is up to you and your personal shoulder mobility and flexibility. For me, I can't really get my hands this close to the mat and move, so I'm about maybe 2 or 3 inches off of the ground. We'll inhale, kind of like you're making a snow angel. You'll open your arms out towards the sides, circle down, hands will come in towards your hips, and then you inhale, reach the arms so they come up and back. Okay, and we'll just keep moving like that. So again, how high your arms are off of the ground is kind of up to you. We inhale, reach up and out. Exhale, everything comes in, hands come towards the hips. Inhale, everything reaches out. As you move through your arms, can you still feel your core engage? Good. I feel it a lot, but you might not. So maybe you have to think about it a little bit. Do you feel like your rib cage and your hips are in line? Do you feel like you're really taking that exhale, pushing all of the air out and emptying your tank? Good. Okay, if you feel good here, maybe you're ready for a little bit more. We keep moving the arms and you just lift the hips to bridge and hold the hips right there. So we inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, we press those hands in. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, we take it in. Good. Okay, now I'm going to give you a couple more options. Maybe for the next 3 reps, see if you can extend out through the right leg. So like your knees are bolted together, just extend that bottom half of the right leg for 3. For 2, and if you try it and you hate it, you just bring things back in. 1 more. Now, if you did that, can you mirror it on the opposite side for 3? Ooh, this is the side I have a much harder time with. Requires a lot of thought. For 2. And then 1 more. Ooh, hamstring cramp. Oh my gosh. Okay, everything comes in. You take a second. You can hug your knees in toward your chest. Take a little rock from side to side. Okay, take a breath. We do have a grand finale. It's going to be 4 teasers. Knees up above the hips in a tabletop position. Optional to hold onto your weights. I can't find my other weight. I see it back there, but I don't think I can reach it. Arms up above your shoulders. Fingertips can go towards the ceiling. Weights in your hands or not if you don't want them to be. We inhale to circle the arms out by our sides. Hands start to pull in towards your hips as you peel up through head, neck, and shoulders. Extend the legs out. Find your teaser. Good. Inhale and then exhale. You come all the way back down. Legs back to tabletop, arms up above your chest. We do 4. So this is going to be 3. Push up and out. Good. And then lower back down. Good. Now, can you go up and come down with the same amount of control for 2? Yes. Good. Last one. Can you lift up into that teaser and hold it there? You can for 3. Good. 2. And then 1 more. Everything can come down. You can hug your knees into your chest. Weights go off to the side. Take a little rock. Whew. Oh, man. Never a dull moment. Okay. I'll say this now. You guys know though, you've all done this format of arms and abs. If you want to leave me here, that's okay. That's okay. I don't take offense. If you've got like, oh, I don't know, 17 more minutes to spare, we're going to do some much needed stretching. Okay. When you're ready, let's extend the left leg out nice and long towards the edge of the mat. Pull the right knee in towards your chest and you can interlace your fingers together just right about at that right shin. Okay. Now we're going to take the right hand, keep it on the shin. Left hand can come down by your side. Can you pull the right knee kind of towards your armpit? And when I say pull, I don't mean like forcibly pull it, just like really gently guide it over. Good. Now you can kind of play around with pulling the knee out towards the armpit and then just pulling it back in. Again, really gently, just guiding it from side to side and seeing how that feels. If your hips are like tight or you feel like they're inflexible, sometimes being able to assist yourself in a stretch is very helpful. Okay. We'll take the right knee so it comes back up through center. Now interlace your fingers behind the right leg. You can point your toe. We'll inhale as we kick the right leg up to straight and then flex your foot, bend your knee, bring your heel in towards your hip. Point your toe, kick the leg to straight, flex your foot, bend the knee, heel towards the hip. For 3 more, point your toe, kick your leg up, flex your foot, bend the knee, heel towards the hip. For 2, point and kick, flex and bend. 1 more, point and kick, flex and bend. Good. Pause right there with a bent knee. Right hand is coming down by your side. Left hand finds its way to the outside of the right knee. And then we guide that right knee over towards the left, letting the right hip lift, keeping the right shoulder anchored down to your mat. And maybe you look over your right shoulder, maybe towards me or away from me. Good. When you're ready, we gently guide the right knee back through center, right hip connects to the mat. Again, we'll re-interlace the fingers behind the right leg and just reach that right leg up. It doesn't have to be like all the way up to straight. Just reach it up, pause right there. You'll point and flex your foot for 4. Point and flex for 3. Point and flex for 2. Point. 1 more. Point and flex. Good. Now go between a point and a flex and then circle the ankle. 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and then reverse it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We can uninterlace the hands, lower the right leg all the way down. And we do that all again on the left side. Pulling the left knee in towards your chest. Your hands can come towards the shin. Interlace your fingers together and just pull the knee in as much as you feel like is comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be all the way in toward your chest. It could be right here, and that's perfectly okay. Ideally, we feel this stretch like at the front of the hip, maybe even like up the hamstring. It really depends for everybody. I don't feel this one really anywhere, but that doesn't mean it's not a stretch. I think it's just like my hips are just kind of weird. Okay, right hand can come down by your side. We're going to guide the left knee over towards the left armpit. And now you may feel a little bit more at the front of the hip, maybe even towards the inside of the hip, a little bit of like maybe even inner thigh, just depending on how you feel. And then we'll guide that left knee back in, and we just kind of move in and out of it. Bringing the knee outward and then pulling it back in. Hip stretches are always weird because I feel like all of our hips are so different that some of us feel like a lot of things, and some of us that maybe you have very flexible hips, you're just like, yeah, I don't really, this is just kind of what it is. That's how I feel with a lot of hip stuff. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really feel stretchy. Next time your knee comes up through center, you'll pause right there. You can take your right hand to the outside of your left knee, left hand down by your side, and then inhale as you guide your left knee over towards the right. Left hip can lift, left shoulder stays anchored down, and then maybe you look over the left shoulder, see if that makes things feel any different for you. Good. Now for me, the twist on the first side, I feel nothing. The twist on this side, I feel a lot of things. A lot of things. Like outside of the hip, the twist, I feel like getting all the way down into the low back. When you're ready, we can take that left knee so it comes back through center. Interlace your fingers behind the left leg. Point your toe. Inhale to kick that left leg up. Flex your foot and then bend your knee. Pull your heel towards your hip. Good. Point your toe. Kick the leg. Flex your foot. Bend your knee. Heel towards the hip. For 3 more, you'll point and kick. Flex and bend. For 2, point and kick. Flex and bend. 1 more, point and kick. Flex and bend. What did we do after this? I don't remember. Kick your leg so it goes back up. Your foot's like kind of halfway between pointed and flex. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Oh wait, no, we pointed and flexed for 4. Point your foot and then flex your foot. See, sometimes it's like I black out for 3, point and flex. For 2, point and flex. And then 1 more, point and flex. And then for the ankle circles, you can just kind of go between a pointed and a flexed foot. Let your foot be floppy almost. Circle the ankle 4, 3, 2, ooh, 1 more. And then reverse it 4. I don't like that much on this side. 2 and 1. Good. Then you can lower your left leg so it goes all the way down in line with the right. And if I forgot something, it'll hit me, I'm sure, once class is over. Bend your knees, take your feet so they go out wider than the hips, and then open your arms so they go out into a T. Your palms can face down towards your mat. I'm going to get in a spot where you can see my arms maybe a little bit better. We'll inhale as we drop the knees over towards the right, letting the left hip lift, and then looking over the left shoulder. And just pause here and breathe into it. You might feel like a lot of resistance on the left side. So just keep breathing. See if you can relax the left leg, maybe getting the left knee closer towards either the right heel or down towards the mat. We'll take 1 more deep breath right here. Inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Good. Your head comes back through center. Your knees come up through center. And then we take that same thing the other way. Knees go over towards the left. Right hip lifts, and then we look over the right shoulder. And again, you just breathe into that because, I don't know, you might be feeling a lot of resistance on that right leg. It likes to pop up. But as you continue to breathe, can you let your right leg relax a little bit? Can you feel your knee pulling in closer towards your heel or towards the mat? Inhale there. Exhale out, you'll let it go. And then we take the head back through center. You'll bring your knees so they come up through center, and we'll slide the legs so they go all the way back out in front of us. Your feet are about, I don't know, a little bit wider than hips distance. They don't have to be all the way at mat's distance, but hips distance or slightly wider. Arms above your shoulders, fingertips to the ceiling. You'll inhale here. Exhale, press your hands down, curl yourself all the way up to seated. Inhale at the top, and then exhale. We take our spine stretch, rounding forward through the upper back, pushing the hands forward, 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 but keeping the belly button pulled back and stacked on top of the hips. We reach forward, 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 forward. Good. Inhale, and then exhale. You rebuild the spine, coming all the way back up, shoulders on top of hips, crown of the head lifts up. We do that 3 more times. Inhale, you sit up tall. Exhale, it's like I'm pulling on your fingertips. We're keeping the belly button pulled back right on top of the hips. Inhale. Exhale, you're coming all the way back up. For 2, inhale. Exhale, round forward, tuck chin to chest, reach the crown of the head forward, kind of straight through the hands. Inhale, exhale, all the way back up. 1 more. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round it forward. Good. Inhale, and then exhale all the way back up. Oh, time for a nap. Hands can come down. We'll pop up into a tabletop position. Take your time getting there. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tops of the feet can be pressing down into your mat. We just start off with a cat-cow. Inhale as you arch your back, open up the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, press up and away. Curve your spine, pointing the crown of the head down towards your mat. For 3, inhale, arch the back. Let the belly button drop down. Exhale, you press up and away, curving the spine, tucking chin to chest, pointing the crown of the head down. For 2, inhale, arch. And then exhale, press away. For 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Good. We'll come back to kind of like a neutral, right? Like an in-between, but maybe even a little bit arched. Inhale, reach your hips towards your heels. And then exhale, pull forward, coming back to tabletop and maybe shifting even a little bit further forward. Just see what that feels like. Hips go back to the heels. And then we pull forward. Just for 2, we take it back. And then pull it forward. 1 more. Gosh, it is really time for bed. We'll pull things forward, pause right here. We do a rotation of the hips, hip shift over towards the right. We reach back towards that right heel, shift over towards the left, and then finish that rotation or the circle up on the left. We just do 1 more going over towards the right, hips towards the heels, and then we circle up on the left. And then you'll reverse it, hips towards the left. We reach the hips towards that left heel, shift over towards the right, and then come back up through center for 1 more. This is always the one where my hips make the weirdest noises. I'm always like, are my hips okay? Is everything fine? Good. We come back through center, start to walk your hands in about halfway. So they're closer toward your knees, and then reach your hips back onto your heels. Okay. What was I going to do here? Oh, open your knees up a little bit wider. Same kind of idea with the cat-cow, but we're trying to get more into the upper back. So pressing your hands away from the mat, you'll inhale as you arch your back, open up the chest, and then exhale. Now you curve and press away. So smaller range of motion with the hips on the heels, but likely you feel this more like in the top half of your back than in your lower back when we do a regular cat-cow. And this is the third variation of cat-cow that we've done in the last hour. And I feel like this is probably 4. Inhale as you arch the back, and then exhale as you round back. Good. We'll come back into kind of a neutral. You'll walk your hands in just a little bit closer and then flip your palms up, fingertips towards you. Press the crease of your wrist down into the mat. Soft bend into the elbows. So you can let the elbows pull out towards the sides of the room. Relax the shoulders down. And you can come out of this at any point. Sometimes it's a little intense on the wrist. So if you don't like it, you get to make those decisions for yourself. We keep the palms up, turn the fingertips out towards the edges of your mat. Crease of the wrists are still pressing down. Thumbs towards you, pinkies out. Good. Relax your shoulders. Good. And then one last rotation. We go crease of the wrist out, fingertips towards each other, thumbs up, pinky towards you. Good. And then everything will come back up. You take a second, just kind of shake out through the wrist. It can be a lot. I know. Okay, bad news is we're going to do one more thing on the wrist, but it will feel like kind of nice. We'll pull things forward. You find your tabletop, tuck your toes under, and then reach your hips up and back so you find a down dog. So we don't have like all of our body weight supported through the wrist, but if this feels too wristy for you, you're more than welcome to come down into a child's pose. We start to pedal out through the feet, pushing the right heel down, bending that left knee, lifting the left heel, and then switching, pushing the left heel down, bending into the right knee. We'll switch and switch. Good. Switch and switch. Let's do one more each side. Switch and switch. And then once you've done one more, lift up through both heels and then start to press your heels down as you carefully walk your hands in towards your feet. Okay, soft bend into your knees. Let your upper body hang forward. Take right hand to left elbow, left hand to right elbow. Crown of your head is pointing down, and you just take a little sway from side to side. And that sway happens from the low back all the way up to the crown of the head. And you could feel a multitude of things. I'm like, all I feel right now is like hamstring and inner thigh. When I usually do this, I feel a lot of like decompression in my spine, but I think other things are obviously going on for me that things feel different. When you're ready, you can kind of hook your hands. Hands will come down to your mat. Walk your feet out just a little bit wider, and then see if you can get down into a deep squat. And give yourself a second, because we were just folded over. Blood might kind of rush away from your head. So just give it a moment. Good. Bring your hands so they press in towards each other. Push the arms out into the knees, and then just see if you can sway a little. Oh gosh, as I fall over, just sway a little bit from side to side, shifting your weight from right foot to left foot. And maybe that helps you to open the hips up a little bit more. It'll be a little different for all of us. Okay, when you're ready, hands can come back down to the mat. Gently and carefully, we'll press the hips up, back into that forward fold, and then your hands will come off of the mat. You tuck chin to chest, you roll yourself all the way up to standing. Shoulders on top of hips, crown of the head lifts up, and then we are all finished. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, coming up